There is a technique so quietly powerful that every A-list celebrity, every Fortune 500 CEO, and every person you have ever been inexplicably drawn to at a party uses it, and most of them do not even know they are doing it. It is not confidence. It is not body language. It is not what they say. It is something your brain does automatically when it sees a human face inside a group versus alone, and once you understand this glitch in perception, you will never walk into a room the same way again. In 2013, cognitive scientists Drew Walker and Edward Voll at the University of California, San Diego published a landmark paper that confirmed something the advertising industry had known for decades. They called it the cheerleader effect, the phenomenon where individual faces appear significantly more attractive when presented as part of a group than when seen in isolation. This was not opinion. This was measured, replicated, and statistically significant across 5 separate experiments. Your brain literally upgrades someone's face when other faces surround it. Here is why this happens at the neurological level, and it is far more disturbing than you think. Your visual cortex does not process each face in a group individually, that would take too much computational energy. Instead, it does something terrifyingly efficient. It extracts the average of all the faces and then applies that average back onto each individual. So if you are standing next to people whose features complement yours, balancing out your asymmetries, your slightly wider nose, your uneven jawline, your brain smooths you into an idealized composite. You literally become more beautiful through proximity. Now pay very close attention, because this is where it shifts from interesting science to something you can deploy tonight. The cheerleader effect does not work equally in all configurations. Walker and Voll found that the boost in perceived attractiveness was strongest when the surrounding faces were diverse but similarly attractive, not identical, not wildly different. This means the people who naturally magnetize others are not surrounding themselves with less attractive friends to look better by comparison. They are curating a visual ensemble where every face tells the brain, this group is high value, and therefore every member is high value. And this is the part that no one talks about. The cheerleader effect does not just change how attractive your face looks, it fundamentally alters the social narrative your presence tells. Evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar has spent decades studying the role of social bonds in mate selection, and his work reveals something critical. Humans use the quality of someone's social group as a direct proxy for that person's genetic and social fitness. When someone sees you embedded in a vibrant, attractive group, their limbic system does not just process your face differently. It processes your entire value differently. You are no longer a stranger. You are pre-vetted. Let me walk you through exactly how the top 1% of socially magnetic people engineer this without it ever feeling manufactured. First, they never arrive alone. This is not about insecurity, it is about perceptual staging. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that the first 7 seconds of an encounter activate what psychologists call thin slicing, your brain's instant judgment system. In those 7 seconds, being part of a group versus being alone can shift your perceived attractiveness by a full 1.5 to 2 points on a 10-point scale. That is the difference between being forgettable and being the person someone cannot stop looking at. But here is the second layer that separates amateurs from masters of social positioning. After arriving with the group, the most magnetically attractive people strategically separate. They use the group as a perceptual anchor. Your brain has already tagged them as high value because of the ensemble effect, and then they drift to the edges. Alone, but now carrying the residual glow of the group. Psychologist Dr. Jess Carbino, who served as the lead sociologist for Tinder and Bumble, confirmed this in her research. Solo presence after group association creates what she calls an approachability paradox. High perceived value combined with low perceived social barrier. You look important, but available. Now I need to address the shadow side of this, because if you understand the cheerleader effect only at the surface level, you will make a devastating mistake. Some people hear this research and immediately think, I need to surround myself with less attractive people so I look better by contrast. This is called the contrast effect, and it is the evil twin of the cheerleader effect, and it backfires catastrophically. A 2015 study in psychological science showed that when the attractiveness gap in a group is too large, the brain does not average. It isolates. It spots the outlier and actually downgrades them, because the mismatch triggers a subconscious suspicion that something is socially off. So what does the ideal configuration actually look like? Based on the combined research of Walker, Vull, and subsequent replication studies at Royal Holloway University of London, the optimal group size is 3 to 5 people. The attractiveness levels should be within roughly one standard deviation of each other, meaning similar but not identical. And critically, the group should display what behavioral scientists call synchronous positive affect, genuine laughter, open body postures, and mutual engagement. This signals to every observer's mirror neuron system that this group is emotionally healthy, socially bonded, and safe to approach. Your attractiveness is not just visual anymore. It is emotional contagion. And this brings us to perhaps the most profound implication of the cheerleader effect that no dating coach on earth is talking about. This phenomenon does not just work in person. It works in photographs. It works on dating profiles. It works on social media. A 2018 study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that profile pictures featuring the subject within a social group received 37% higher attractiveness ratings than solo portraits, even when the individual's face was partially obscured. Your Instagram is not a photo album. It is a perceptual battlefield. Every image you post where you are embedded in a vibrant social context is silently, subconsciously reprogramming how every viewer evaluates your face. But I want to leave you with something deeper than a tactic. The real reason the cheerleader effect works is because it exploits a fundamental truth about human desire. We do not want what is objectively best. We want what appears to be chosen by others. This is called social proof at the surface level, but at the deepest neurological layer, it is something far more primal. Your anterior cingulate cortex, the brain region responsible for evaluating social signals, literally cannot distinguish between genuine popularity and the appearance of popularity. The map becomes the territory. The perception becomes the reality. And the people who understand this do not just attract more partners. They architect a life where attraction is inevitable. So here's what I want you to carry with you long after this video ends. Stop optimizing yourself in isolation. Stop trying to become more attractive in a vacuum, better clothes, better jawline, better opening lines, while completely ignoring the single most powerful variable in human perception, context. You are not a fixed point of attractiveness. You are a dynamic signal that changes based on who surrounds you, how you enter a space, and when you choose to stand alone. The cheerleader effect is not a trick. It is a mirror reflecting what social creatures we truly are. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it, in every room, every photo, every first impression for the rest of your life.